Hey guys, it's Mo. Just checking up on you guys. Hope everybody's doing okay. Got a few things on my mind this morning, so I just wanted to get it out there. You know, I'm disappointed today. I'm disappointed in the actions of people while we're going through such a serious time in our lives. I am really disappointed. Levels of violence, senseless violence. You know, during this time of a crisis in America, around the world, globally, not just in America, but what I'm talking about is going on in America. I'm talking about people killing people for nothing. People killing people for nothing. Last week, a young man lost his life in broad daylight. Broad daylight. Newark, New Jersey. For what? Shot in broad daylight. And it wasn't that people were actually rallying around to help the young man out after. It was like they did it and they didn't know that the police were around the corner. And so they end up getting caught. But for what? What is the sense of a young man losing his life, a mother losing a child? For what? And over what? I don't understand it. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I really can't understand it. What is senseless violence? People killing each other for what? Because I don't like you, because you wear the wrong colors, because I may have crossed your path the wrong way. I may have looked at you in a way that you didn't find appropriate. I don't live on your block. You don't live on my block. For what? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I just don't understand why we cannot accept each other and let life go on. I can understand that not everybody's going to like everybody in life, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, it's somebody's mother, it's somebody's son, it's somebody's cousin, it's somebody's sister, it's somebody's mother, it's somebody's father that we're taking away for what? And you're ruining your life for what? Because somebody did you wrong and you find it justifiable to take a life. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm just baffled by what I see, the type of violence that I see going on in this country. People getting jumped. Why? Because we think it's funny? Because they want to make a YouTube video? I don't understand it for the life of me. What is so funny about beating someone? What makes it laughable? And if that's the kind of humor that you have, there's something wrong with you. And maybe you need to look for help within or outside help, because there's nothing funny about it. There's a 14-year-old girl jumped by what, 10, 12, maybe more people. And to see the looks on these young kids' faces that were caught on video, smiling, laughing, while kicking a 14-year-old girl. I know it doesn't make anybody's parent feel proud to look on TV and see your child that you've raised doing something to that level. Because guess what? You had nothing to do with it, but it makes for a bad reflection as a parent. Because people will look and say, oh, that's this person's child. Oh, that's that person's child. So what did they do How did they raise that child to allow that child to get to that point where this is acceptable? We're living in hard times. Go find something to do to be productive. But we want to hurt somebody. I'm just disappointed in the world. I'm disappointed in people in general. Because you know what? We have a lot of good Samaritans out there that will put their self at risk to help someone in need. But you know what? We also have a lot of onlookers that will sit there and watch something go down and not say a goddamn word. Not lift a finger because, oh, it's not my problem. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not a snitch. It's not being a snitch. It's called being a human being. Because if it was your mother, your father, your sister or brother that was being attacked or that was being bullied, you would want someone, if you knew other people were around, to say something. And not just sit there and watch spectator sport. But then go around and tell people what happened. But not be someone who stood up and said, hey, stop. Hey, let's help. And I know it's hard to be that one person to say something. But you know what? It starts by one voice, one person standing up, saying something. Then maybe the people around you, they might decide it's my opportunity to make a difference. Take a chance. Don't be that person in the background on WorldStar or YouTube, being a spectator, like we're at a boxing event, like we're at the Super Bowl. Just spectators. Just take this one thought. If that was your mother or your sister or your brother or your aunt, uncle, grandmother, or grandfather, would you sit there and watch? Would you watch if it was your neighbor's child? If it were your neighbor, would you watch? Ask yourself that. And I think we all have to take accountability for the actions that we let take place around us. I think it's horrible. I'm just mad today. I'm disappointed at the levels that we've gotten to, that we've accepted as this is a norm. You know, when somebody does something to you on a day-to-day basis that you do not like, they do it because you have, at some point in time, we allow it, and once we allow it, it becomes acceptable behavior to do. Guess what? It's not acceptable behavior to hurt physically, mentally, verbally. You don't have the right to do that to another human being. You do not have the right to do that. But guess what? I'm looking around at this world, and I'm seeing that it has become comedy. Acceptable comedy to watch people humiliated, to sit back and watch people murdered in broad daylight, robbed in broad daylight when there are people around. I'm not asking you to run and step in front of a bullet. That I'm not asking. But I'm asking, we all have to take some type of accountability. You know, there have been great people in this country that have put it on their back to be accountable so that there could be change in this world for all of us. Change. Many great men and women have lost their lives in the name of change, in the name of opportunity for others that they may have never come across their paths, that they may never know in life, but they took a chance. They put themselves on the line. For what? To give someone else a chance at opportunity. And if we don't stop watching the violence like we're at a spectator sport, like we're watching something unravel on TV, if we don't stop and ask ourselves what's going on, when will you, the spectator, become the victim? Tell me, when will you, the spectator, become the victim? And then when you are that victim, what will you feel like when you watch yourself on video and nobody came to your aid? And people are laughing, smiling, encouraging what's taking place to you. How is that going to feel? You know, I'm coming to you today because I'm angry. I'm disappointed. We're in this coronavirus pandemic, epidemic that's going on around the world, and it's only going to get worse. You know, people that don't have anything, where are they going to go get something? Most times, if you don't have, you take. And why do you take? And who do you take from? It's not going to get better anytime sooner. But what are you going to do? Are you going to watch and see something happen to somebody else and thank God it wasn't you? Or say, hey, you know what? They know better than to mess with me. Wow. It takes a lot of courage. But I've watched violence amongst the old, the elderly, the young, innocent people just walking down the street, minding their own business. And somebody feels the need or the desire to do something to disrupt that person's life, to alter the path that they're on, because it's their expense for their laughter, for their pleasure. I mean, what is going on? But I'm pissed. I'm pissed. In this time, I think if you're a human being, if you're a person with a little bit of character, a little bit of courage, find your righteous indignation. Find it. Stand up. You know, you can either, two things can happen in life. You can either A, be a part of the problem, or you can B, be a part of the solution. Just decide which one you are. Just decide. Because it's an act of violence that can make an impact on your life and your family's life for the rest of their life. You know, in this time, I think we have a lot more things to worry about because it could get a lot rougher when this pandemic that we're going through looks like there's no cure. in sight? Do you think people are going to say, hey, I don't have a job, I don't have money, I don't have food, I don't have anything. Where am I going to get it? Now, guess what? People are always going to try to take what they don't have and panic. Let's not be those people. Let's not be this nation where we're looking at all this craziness on TV and YouTube and World Star or whatever video outlet you're looking at. Let's not be those people that live by a code of, I see something, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything because it has nothing to do with me. I'm just an everyday guy. Goes to work, cares about his family, friends, and the rest of the world. I don't like what I see. But you know what? I would not want to be the person, and I would not want to carry it on my conscience until the day I took my last breath, that I sat around and did nothing when I saw things that were not right happening. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want my child to be that child. I don't want my wife to be that woman that was victimized and somebody else walked by and said, that's not my problem. I don't want that guilt on my shoulders. And I'm just hoping that maybe somebody hears what I'm saying. If we can stop another child from joining a gang and becoming a part of a problem, and put them in school, give them an education, giving them a trade, give him something that he can find inside himself that will bring him the joy and the involvement to become a productive person, we did something. We did something. But a child only has what we give them to look forward to. If you give him a neighborhood with no hope, then he looks around his environment and says, hey, it's dog eat dog. And his values and his attitude, they all change. Why? Because that's the environment you live in. You give a child with structure, you have a chance that that environment will not eat him up. Make him become a part of it. And don't get me wrong, because you have kids that come from good environments that turn bad too. You do. But I'm saying, I want the best for everybody, not just for my child, but for your child. Why? Because your child has a future, and your child has the right to fulfill that future of hope, promise, and reward. And your child's future is in our hands, our environments, our neighborhoods, our loved ones, our teachers, our schools, the people they look up to, the people in a community that will make a difference. I'm asking you to make a commitment. I don't care what you did in the past. I really don't care. I don't care if you've been one of those people that were encouraging violence when it was taking place. I don't care if you were one of those spectators. I'm asking you to do something. Make a difference today. And say, from today is the first day of the rest of my life. And if you can make that change and say, today is the first day of the rest of my life, and make a change from that point on, I take my hat off to you. And I say that you can be a part of a big problem that's going on. You can be a part of the solution. And with that, I'm going to say, be safe, practice social distancing, because that's important. Go help somebody that may need a hand, may need something done for them. They're not able to do it themselves. This is a bad time. But I was angry today. And I'll wear my emotions on my sleeves. When I'm angry, I'm angry. In that, I'm going to say, God bless you. Love you all. Stay safe. Be the best person that you can be. So I'll leave you with this. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better, your better is best, and you are the best person you can be. God bless you. Love you. Peace.